Have you ever been put in a position of power that made you have a certain sense of self-worth or meaning to fill that sad existence of a life you call home? Well, I did, because I was depressed and lonely and very overweight and still that a neckbeard and neat, if you would. I had to find those small facets that gave me the small bit of joy. What better than becoming a moderator on a TF2 server? Now the problem is, I played on this TF2 server called the Outpost. It was my home away from homes. I started there as a person who just enjoyed cartoon ponies. Well, to be honest, I didn't start there, but when the show got popular, I was like, I'm on that. I like jerking off to horses, and basically became a shitposting meme pony server where we just talked about dicks and more dicks and cum and all the great stuff that people love. Well, personally, I was at my happiest there. But after being with the server for many years, I thought, I want to help out in any way I can. And it was about this time that we had probably it had been about 4 years or so I've been with the server, going through my child, adolescence, teenage years. And I finally hit the point where I was like, I gotta try other things, because the show was not fun anymore. I've dropped the amount of ball juices I needed to drop to that show, honestly, and unapologetically. In fact, I'm still not apologetic for it, because that was me. I made those choices. I jerked off to that. So you could judge me if you want, but however, regardless, I thought, let's go find something that's fun, and somehow ended up on Jailbreak. Now, Jailbreak, if you're not familiar, is a mode where a bunch of children and teenagers and adults all pretend to be guards and prisoners, and usually it's terrible. It's a terrible experience. 90% of the time, nobody's happy. Everybody pisses each other off. It's constant shit flinging. However, I found fun in them, because I just did whatever I want and people loved it. And I loved making people laugh. Just like this. I'm trying to make you laugh. So, anyways, Jailbreak needed admins, and being with the server for many years, I thought, why not throw my hat in the ring and I'll join the prestige ranks of people with power-tripping fantasies that think they have meaning in life, and help this server flourish and become fun and do whatever it is I usually do, Most of the admins on the server anyway knew me and knew I was a long-time regular, so I was assured. After getting my admin powers, I started having these interactions I didn't have before, because I never had to argue with admins. The only admins I ever had problems with wasn't even problems. It was just I would pull pranks, they would kick me or ban me, and I'd go on about my day. But it was all in good fun, and I wasn't trying to hurt anybody's feelings. However, on Jailbreak, the demographic and the mindset that is made is terrible. In fact, it's one of the most toxic breeds of game modes I would ever... it was Jiggly's Funhouse. Yes, that old place I'm mentioning them. It was that level of toxicity, constantly on a loop every single round. So, taking this game mode and trying to make it fun was successful, actually. We had a lot of people start joining the server, and we were constantly full. At one point, we were number 2 and number 1, respectively, for a couple weeks and a couple months, actually, on a TF2 server list, because we had an influx of people that were there to have fun. We had a good amount of maps spaced out, and we also had a rule list that, even though it was in a physical format, just kind of spoke to people. However, give you a pre-warning about that. It doesn't matter if you have fucking rules in Jailbreak, because the whole point of Jailbreak, if you're a prisoner, which is the red team, is to trick the guards, piss off the guards, or do something to kill the guards or get your last request. Which, to be honest, is a fun concept if every guard was able to be familiar with every single rule. And a lot of wordplay came into fact. But I'm not going to go into that. I'm going to save that for later videos. We're going to talk about my very first incident on Jailbreak. Was actually another admin we had. And the crazy thing is, I knew this admin. I knew he was kind of rough around the edges, but I stayed out of everybody's way, besides the couple of friends I had, and it didn't matter. So when I got on Jailbreak, I instituted this thing called War Day, which was every Friday we would take a break from Jailbreak, and all the reds would be given ammo, and the blues would be put in a certain part of the map, and it was just a loud, like, shoutcasty type, battle royale between the two teams. Yeah, that's just TF2, but the reds had like 21 people usually, and the blues had crits, but about 1/3 to half the players that the reds had. So it seemed fun. Also, I was in spectator mode, just yelling out random shit, making it interesting. After establishing this game mode as like a regular event that we do every week besides the Cha-Cha Slide, it became an expected. People understood what it was about, why we did it. It kind of made our server just more appealing because it was something to look forward to. So the thing was that admins knew I was the only one that really did it because everybody else didn't really want to, it didn't have the same pizzazz as just with other admins, is what I was told. Not trying to stroke my dick off, it's very small, so there's no point in stroking it off. I'd come in like 2 seconds. Regardless, one of the days I was running War Day, a certain admin, and I am going to name them because it's been so fucking long, so who really cares? Certain admin we had called Galakra joined the server, and I knew about this admin. He was rough around the edges. He was a trade admin, and he did a lot of trading, so he had a really expensive backpack. And I hate to say this to people in Team Fortress 2 that have a really expensive backpack and make that like their whole personality, like a white girl on Tinder makes the whole personality Starbucks and fucking live, laugh, love. That was this guy incarnate, and problem was he was kind of a dick. So he jumped on one day when we started War Day, and I get in spectator mode and I start telling people, hey, this is what we're doing, or talking to be like, it's time for the red team to see if they can battle the blues against them, and whose penis will be bigger we'll decide once you guys kill each other for my amusement, and yada yada yada. So the round starts and everybody meets up, they start shooting, killing each other, yada yada yada. It didn't really matter, but I saw Galakra die. Call out like, oh, and Galakra has been headshot by Hoovy or something. I can't remember what it was. I didn't record it during those days. And I kind of wish I did because it'd give me something to reference that what happened. But regardless, I call out he died, and the round kept going on. I look at the blue team. I keep periodically checking how many people are alive, and calling that out so people know how much more they got to fight with. And I look, and Galakra somehow has respawned. Now, with admins, we have access to commands on Jailbreak, like with other servers, that allow you to basically respawn yourself, turn yourself into a ghost, random shit. It's an admin. You guys probably know they could do almost anything depending on the accessibilities they're given. So, when I saw Galakra alive, I said, ugh. In my head, I'm still a new admin, and this is a senior admin. So I was like, what do I do here? Well, no offense, this is kind of an event. I'm doing it for the players. I'm not doing it for myself. So I just casually call out, hey, Galakra, I know you don't play Jailbreak often, but we're kind of running an event, man, and kind of need you to slay yourself because blues have to stay dead when they're killed. Would you mind slaying yourself just so we can do the event real quick? We'll be done in like 2 more rounds. And he just casually over the microphone went, no, not doing that. Is what happened. However, for the context to make this entertaining, what actually happened was I confronted him, and we had this big old standoff. And I said, Galakra, why sensu no miyamo omaramu temne mizukara okorasu? Hearing what I had said to him, he turned back and he said, Onara wa watashi ni chuman shite kudasai. Onara wa hiratsuna kinrachi desu. And after having that very Japanese-esque standoff, everybody had noticed, and now it had created an issue on the server because now the players are noticing an admin abusing. And I don't know if you've ever been a part of an admin abusing. Everybody gets hive mind and starts running at it. So, needless to say that Galakra kind of became public enemy number 1. And I didn't want to call him out on the microphone, but I kind of wanted to maintain war day. Round goes by, and I messaged another admin saying, hey, what the fuck do I do? Like, I asked him politely, and he's a higher admin than me. And he said, I will message someone because I don't know how to handle this. So, a couple more rounds go by. We almost finished war day. And on the third round, Galakra over the microphone goes, did anybody have to mute that taco fellow? Because his casting was really annoying. So, he's got me muted, apparently. So, I just kind of report back. I was like, and to everybody who is playing war day, I do apologize right now. We're kind of being interrupted, and I don't know what to do here. So, we end war day prematurely, and everybody is kind of pissed off. So, I give a free day for everybody to chill out like I usually do at war day. And kind of sitting there, I'm messaging people, not really paying attention to the round, and I hear Galakra go over the microphone and say, you guys are really stressing me out, it's not that big of a deal. And he leaves the server. I'm like, great. Well, this became a big issue, so what the fuck am I supposed to do here? But it's okay. Something else can come of this. We get pulled into an admin meeting, and everybody has their talk, and me and the other admin, Hookshot, had to give her kind of like what happened. And after a little bit, they said, all right, we'll keep an eye on everything. No, like I said, I wasn't out to get him. I just wanted him to understand that he can't come on and disrupt events like that. And also, I'm a newer admin, so I was trying to be respectful of the senior admin. But at the same time, there's a certain amount of shit you can take. So either way, we go about our day, and a couple days go by, and I see a post pop up on the forums of a report for Galakra as an admin. And someone had reported Galakra for using excessive, inappropriate language and actions against a player that, I'm going to tell you this, and there's no way to phrase this where it doesn't seem fucking stupid. Galakra apparently got on trade, and there's this player called Mari that she's a girl on the internet, so, and that was back in the day before, women actually could get on the internet, so she was a rebel. No, seriously, it was, every server has the couple females they do, and everybody gravitates toward them. So Galakra was doing kind of the cringy neckbeard thing of, Amari, give me a virtual hug. And in the report it said that she had declined that, and for some reason he lost his ever-loving shit on her. And I reading this post, I was like, there's no fucking way this is true. This can't be real. Only to find out that now action had been taken against Galakra, and he has been demoted to a so our ranks are kind of fucked up. We had the trial admins who had like kick ban, and then we had regular admins, or newer regular admins that had, actually no, it was trial. Our ranks were kind of fucked up because we had trial admins that just had kick ban, and then we had the normal admins that had your basic list of commands, including revive and all that on jailbreak, and then we had the officers who had a lot more. I was still a trial admin at the time, but I had teleport, so I was able to do war day. And Galakra was an officer from what I remember, so he got demoted down to normal admin, so he couldn't use other commands on jailbreak like that, and they told him he needed to chill out. Well, unfortunately, this kind of sent a downward spiral, and Galakra quit being an admin from this. Before I do the aftermath, what do you guys think? In the comments, I want you to tell me, did I overreact over that? I was running an event. Could I have handled it better? It was something I said wrong. I'm not trying to paint a biased picture here, but it was it's kind of hard when it's one side of the story. So if the person in this ever wants to speak up, you can. However, the second part is definitely, before we get to the second part, make sure you comment. So, on to the second part. It has now been a couple months, and many other incidents that will be in later videos have happened, and I became one of the officers, the senior admins. People I've always liked everybody on the Outpost. They always liked me. You know, I was always there to have fun. So I was just sitting in Jailbreak, and it was back when Mumble was the thing. I had one of my friends messaged me. Gibbous said, "Hey, can you come into this channel? Galakra is causing a problem trying to get me banned off TF2 Outpost." And I was like, "Wait, what? Galakra is back." So I look down in the chat, Mumble, and I see Galakra has joined the Mumble server. I'm like, "Oh," but his name was not Galakra, and I'm not going to say this name because I think it's his actual name, so I'm going to keep him anonymous. So anyways, I joined the channel, and, you know, I see the name, and it doesn't match up to Galakra, but as soon as I get in the channel, I can hear his voice. He sounds just like fucking Galakra. So I'm like, "Hey, what up, Galakra?" He's like, "Oh, it's just popping in, and you had some business with your player Gibbous and Omnis." I'm like, "Okay, well, I'm getting a message from them saying you're trying to get them banned off TF2 Outpost to get them reported to Steam." And then Gibbous is in the channel. Gibbous pipes up and he says, "Yeah, he's saying because I traded with Omnis and Omnis has been reported for scamming, or Galakra has been monitoring Omnis, is enough to get me banned. If I don't like do what he says, he's going to make sure I never can trade on Steam again." And I said, "Okay, well, what?" And Galakra is like, You're middlemaning for a known scammer, yada yada, a bunch of fucking stupid things. Again, trading on TF2, if that's your whole personality, like a white girl at Starbucks, then you definitely deserve all the flack you get. So I kind of just stepped in and said, "Well, you know, you're kind of like on my Mumble server, like causing a bunch of incidents. You know, I don't think this is the appropriate way to handle it. You guys have a site where you can handle all this. You don't need to come harass my players on the server. And also, if an Omnis had a scammer tag on him, he wouldn't be able to trade. If he was trade banned on Steam, he wouldn't be able to trade. So if he has scammed, he's not had action taken against him, so I have to give him the benefit of the doubt." And that's the end of it. And Glocker's like, "That's not how you fucking handle this stuff." I was like, "Glocker," I hate to say it, you're no longer a big dick around here. Personally don't give a shit who you represent, and you're on my fucking server right now, pissing off my players. So I need you to kindly fuck off." And he said something to the accounts of, "You don't understand. I'm a Steam community admin and a TF2 Outpost admin. I could get all of you removed with just one click of the button." However, Glocker, when he said this, was an incriminating piece of bullshit. I went, "Well, you're fucked, buddy." I said, "Hey, I actually turned on my recording as soon as I came in this channel because I don't know why you're here and something seemed odd about it. And with you threatening to abuse power like that, I think TF2 Outpost or Steam or whoever the fuck you said you're with would love to see that you were power tripping. Like, shit, it's a video game. It's a virtual video game and they're virtual items. They cost real world money. However, it is definitely not worth all this trouble you're going through." And he's realizing I had, and by now people have started joining the channel already because I've kind of lost my shit and I have the channel muted besides Galakra. And anybody he has to speak to, I mute them. But I'm like, "I need you to get the fuck off my server. I'm going to ban you, man." I was like, "To be honest, you're just pissing everybody off, and you got some hate boner for our old players. And to be honest, you don't like the server either because you got a hate boner for someone that got rid of you because they called out your power tripping bullshit just like I am right now." And when I said I had the recording, his whole demeanor changed. And he started saying, "I don't know who. What do you mean, Galakra? You don't even know who I am. That's not my name. That could be anyone." I was like, "Oh, don't fucking bullshit me." I mute everybody. We all start razzing on him, fucking just insulting. It's, you know, it probably wasn't appropriate, but he came in to cause trouble, so I used the server to show that we're not fucking afraid of him. And again, this is power tripping, you know, TF2 admin bullshit. So at the same time, I'm cringe, he's cringe, we're all cringe, but it's, you know, we had the mob mentality, so it was fun for us. So he's like, how can you prove it's even me, even if you send it? You could just be using a voice chamber. I was like, "Oh, shut the fuck up. You've already said your fucking name. You've already answered to your name." You know, and I say his name out loud. I was like, "I'm reading your name right here in chat. It's recording the screen." I was like, "You need to fuck off before I do something about it." And he's like, I don't remember being in a likeness with any of you or any of you in your server if you send that." And I'm like, what the fuck ever. And that phrase right there was something he typed, so we quoted it. It was one of our biggest quotes in the Outpost. I don't remember being in a server with any of you or any of your likeness. It was such a weird, like, garbled, fucking ass-pull statement that sounded so generic. But in the end, I banned him on the spot, and I went on source bans and just made sure he couldn't connect to any of our servers, and put out an announcement that said, hey, if you contact Galakra, or if you contact any admins from Outpost or TF2 Outpost, because we were the Outpost, they were TF2 Outpost, the trading site. We're totally different. But if you're contacted by anyone outside the Outpost and they threaten you with any action, don't bring it here. The conversation should not affect your playtime on this server, and we will not take actions against you based off their merit. Okay? And we left it at that. I didn't report any of it. In fact, I got rid of the recording because the thing was, I knew he was just a power tripping asshat who just kind of needed a little bit of scaring. And again, that's a lot of effort. Who the fuck cares? A virtual game, virtual hats. Who gives a shit? So anyways, that was the story of Galakra. And that was my first big incident that spanned it and waited a couple months to finish. So if you already typed in your comment, now you can go hit that edit button and tell me that, yeah, you guys are cringe and it was your fault. Now, I think you guys, if you enjoyed this video, I got more of these coming out. I'm going to tell you tons about other instances into the final grand finale of when I became an ableist, or was told that I became an ableist. But tune in for those. I will be working on these as fast as I can. If you guys enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, hit me with a comment. I'll reply. If you got any questions about it, I'll totally answer them. I thank you all for watching this video. So peace out, bitches.